Fortnite is the big thing right now, and if your kid or your significant other is obsessed with it, you might be curious why. Well, I am here to partner with you. This video is not designed for me to give my opinions about the game. I'm only going to give just a couple of opinions here. Most of what I'm trying to do is just give you facts so that you can know what Fortnite is. And if you're a parent, I'm going to include not only these facts, but I'm going to show you a video of an entire game of Fortnite, beginning to end, so that you can get a true picture of what the game is actually like, and then you can decide for yourself whether it's right for your kids, because it's not my job to say that. That's up to you. I just want to make sure you've got the facts and the answers to questions that you may have. So like I said, I'm going to show an entire game in this video. That's why the video's 20 minutes long. So if you don't want to watch the whole thing, you can skip ahead to these points in the video if you want some specific information or if you have certain questions that you want answered. So to give you some background though, I am personally a huge video gamer. So this is a topic I'm excited to cover. I play games a lot when I have free time, after I've put my daughter to bed. If my wife's working on homework for her job and I've got my job done, then a lot of times I'm playing games. So the video that you're seeing right now is gameplay that I recorded of myself while I was playing Fortnite on PlayStation 4. Fortnite is a multiplayer game involving collecting resources, making buildings and bunkers, and shooting at other players. It can be played every man for himself or in teams of various sizes. Now, technically, it's a two-part game. One part involves fighting against computer-controlled zombies alone or with friends, and the other part is competitive online gameplay where you're fighting against other real people. Now, if I'm being honest here, the online part is really the only part that truly matters. Not that the other part isn't good, it's just not as popular. So if your kids are into Fortnite, I can pretty much guarantee that they're into Fortnite Battle Royale, which is that online multiplayer thing, and it's what all the kids are playing right now. Your ultimate goal is to be the final surviving player on the island when you play. You begin with only a pickaxe, and you skydive into this giant island that you explore. And you use that pickaxe to break basically everything in the world and turn it into building materials. Guns, explosives, and ammunition litter the island, and you'll want to collect them in order to protect yourself from other players. As the game progresses, players are forced toward the center of the island, where they'll fight until only one person is left alive. Often, the winner isn't the person with the fastest trigger finger. It's the one who builds the most impressive fort or bunker to give them an advantage over other competitors. Now, it's also important to know that you can't play Fortnite without a steady, high-speed internet connection. Even if you're playing solo, you still have to be online. No internet, no Fortnite. Well, luckily, there's no subscription fee to pay in order to play this game. Which brings us to our next topic. Part of the reason this game is so popular is that the competitive multiplayer portion is free to download and play. You can play Fortnite Battle Royale for hundreds of hours without spending a cent, and the game doesn't give paid players an advantage over free players, which is awesome. The creators make their profit by selling cosmetic items for real-world money. Things like a costume for your character, or a dance that you can do when you get victory, or whatever. The cooperative and single-player portion of the game, called Save the World, is not included in the free download, and it has to be purchased for you to play it. Most of the real money purchases for those cosmetic items range from about $5 to $15, and unlocking the Save the World mode costs $40. Fortnite is available on iPhone, iPad, Windows PCs, Mac computers, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. So it's everywhere. It's also cross-play, meaning that you can play with other people who are on different devices from yours. But please note, the PlayStation version and the Xbox One version cannot play with each other. So if you have a PlayStation, you could play with somebody on an iPhone, or your son with an Xbox can play with somebody who's on PC. But players on Xbox can't play with players on PlayStation, and vice versa. Now, that feature might come in the future, but for now, there's no guarantee. So just know that. If all of your kids' friends have Xboxes and they want to play and your kid has a PlayStation, they're not going to be able to play together. Unless, of course, they play on a phone or on PC. So Fortnite is presented in colorful, cartoony graphics, as you can see in this gameplay clip. Characters flinch dramatically when they're shot, but there's no blood or dismemberment. There's no sexuality to speak of, and there's no use of drugs or alcohol. There's also no profanity in the game, but as with any online game, you can't control the things that other players say or do in online matches, and Fortnite does allow players to communicate with microphones. Now, at its core, Fortnite is a violent game. Now, it's possible to win a game without ever harming another person. I've seen it done, but it's very, very unlikely. And you could make a case that attempting to do that, attempting not to hurt anybody, isn't really what the game developers had in mind. Unlike most shooter games, your primary objective isn't killing, it's staying alive. But this usually involves killing at least one other person because they're all trying to kill you. Also, many of the in-game challenges require you to damage or kill players with specific weapons. So again, violence isn't required technically, but it is encouraged, and if you want to do it well in the game, eventually you're going to get in a violent confrontation with another player. So, the big addiction question. This might be the easiest question to answer. This game is a mashup of a lot of very popular things, but it combines them in a way that's really unique, and that's what makes Fortnite cool. Fortnite's loop of collecting, building, and breaking will probably remind you of Minecraft, and I'm sure I don't need to tell you that Minecraft is wildly popular and addictive in its own right. Fortnite also borrows concepts from popular movies like The Hunger Games, and most specifically from another hugely successful video game, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. So basically, it takes a lot of proven, popular ingredients, and it mixes them into something that tastes fresh, if you follow the metaphor. Fortnite also leans heavily into the video game trend of seasonal events and limited time objectives. So you can still have fun if you only play Fortnite once a month, but the developers of the game specifically made it in order to give reason for players to come back every day. I mean, obviously, the more you play their game, the more you're going to probably want to spend real-world money on the game, the more profit they're going to make. So they want you to come back, and they do a lot of stuff to incentivize people to come back. This game is just flat-out fun to play, whether you're going it solo, free-for-all, or you're playing with friends. The shooting and the building are all easy to do, and they feel really good to do. Because there are so many players in a single game, it feels exciting to win. I mean, you'll get pumped if you win a match. Now, I say that having only won a single game, but still, it gives you a pretty big rush when you get it. And even if you don't win, you're always learning and improving with every game, so even losses can give you a sense of accomplishment. And maybe this is the best part, it doesn't force you to stick around until the end of a really long game. So you only get one try, you only get one life per game. So if you start up and you're one of the first 20 people who die, then, for the rest of the 20 minutes of the game, you're not going to have anything to do other than watch. And you can do that, and that might be fun. But if you want to jump out and start over and start fresh, you can do that very quickly. You just back out, you don't get penalized, and then you start a new match. So that's one of the reasons that it's so addictive. It's got one of those qualities of they call it one more game or one more match, and that's really true in Fortnite. This game is also super popular on gaming websites and video streaming sites like YouTube and Twitch. So if your kids are interested in video games and they watch videos online, they're probably seeing tons of their favorite content creators playing Fortnite because it really is a big deal. And as we've already said, the game is free and it can be played anywhere because you can play on phones, and it can be played on any device. So all of these things really help to fuel the addiction. So I think that basically does it for this commentary. I tried to touch on all the major questions parents have asked. If I didn't hit a question that you had, I'm sorry, but I tried to be kind of blanket about this. Again, my goal was not to provide opinion here outside of just a couple things. I really want to give you the facts so that you can make decisions that are right for you and for your family. Hopefully this video was helpful in doing that. Feel free to stick around if you want and watch the rest of the game video. I'm going to let this keep running. And leave a like if you found this video helpful. If I get good feedback on this, I might make more of these in the future. We'll see. So, also, one quick note, if you continue watching, I don't know what happened, but for some reason, starting right about now, my audio quit working on my game. For some reason, that recorded video just didn't catch the audio right. So anyway, it's going to be quiet here for a little bit, but after you'll see a small transition where I glued a couple clips together, and when that happens, all the audio should come back, and it should be good through the rest of the video. So anyway, thanks for watching. God bless you guys. Have a great day.